About this for a while. Sunday's sermon, okay? Let's talk about balance. I want that to be the subject. I'm not really sure what I'm going to say. Let me talk about it anyway. Sometimes things just come to me. So balance. I'm thinking about it because there's so much imbalance right now. Although actually sometimes I think there is balance. Like there's a whole bunch of awful things happening in the world, and there's a whole bunch of wonderful things happening in the world. So maybe there is balance. But what I'm thinking about is internal individual balance. That's probably what a lot of the creative flow stuff is. It's about finding your own inner balance and harmony. Yeah, you think it's about getting you out there to make drawings or write a little bit. Of course it is. Of course it is. But that's a means to finding some kind of inner balance. Okay? Because when we show up balanced, which, I'm not an expert on this, I'm practicing it. I'm practicing it all the time. So maybe that makes me something of an expert, but it's not like I'm coming to you from a place of 100% balance. I unbalance. People around me unbalance, and then I balance in reaction. In response, whatever. One seems like it's better than the other, but balance. So yeah, the creative stuff, because I'm doing it right now. I'm drawing. Okay? I had to make myself sit down and draw. While I was writing, I said, you know what? You need to draw. And I laughed at myself because I'm a creative flow coach and I'm always telling other people they need to draw. But I was feeling a little off balance. I had too many words running around my head, too many plans for the future, too many conversations with other people who weren't even there. I was in the future. Definitely was not in the present. I was in the present future. I was in the present future and I was making myself crazy. I was being overwhelmed. I was being overwhelmed by there being too much time that I had to be doing things. I had to be thinking about this situation, that person, this person. Because as some of you may know, I'm at present in the US and I'm staying with different people, which makes for different experiences. And honestly, so far it's been fabulous. Oh my God, I'm loving it. But that means actually that I have to find my balance. I have to find my balance because I'm with other people. Which brings me back to drawing. It just roots. It creates a root. It creates a solid root. Mine does, for me. Maybe you like the drawing, maybe you don't. Meaning, maybe I like the drawing, maybe I don't. Sometimes it seems like it's way too to the right or to the left. These happen to be coloring pages, probably. So they're not really finished. They need colors. I think it'd look pretty cool, colored in. Psychedelic. But the act of drawing, writing, now talking, is releasing energy. And I'm finding more harmony in myself. I'm pretty sure if I was tapped up to something and they were taking like blood samples, it would have changed. And it would be better now. Who knows? Blood pressure, red blood cells, all that stuff. I have no idea. Although on some body intelligence level, and we all know how incredibly intelligent the body is, on some level, there's truth in it. So it's a sermon. It's a Sunday sermon. Though, honestly, today's Friday. Hopefully, I'll get it to you. Unless I do a better one. But this is Sunday sermon number 1 about balance. Why do we want to feel balanced? Well, because it feels good. I think it feels good. I guess also putting yourself out of balance so that you can seek harmony in balance also feels good. What is your balance? Think about it. Do you know when you feel balanced? Do you know when you feel unbalanced? We have to feel balanced so. I've said that word a lot. So we show up better in our world. So that our world feels better. There's a lot of disharmony happening. You don't need the details. Either you scroll and you find out, you watch the news and you find out, or you very sensibly don't. I do. I get stuck in. And there's mayhem and unkindness. But if you just stay put, you can find a lot of good stuff too. But let's talk about it on the inside, that chemistry that makes you feel balanced, that you can find so easily by picking up a pen and writing or doodling. I am sure that you can doodle. You may think you cannot draw, but you can doodle. Okay, you don't need to be engaged. You just need the pen to get onto the paper. An exercise you can do is to pick up a pen, put out a few pieces of paper for yourself, and start drawing. Just making marks. Start with drawing. How does it go? Start by drawing rain and draw that for a minute or 2. Set a timer. After you're done with rain, draw thunder, because that follows rain. Do that for another minute or 2. What else? Do you want to draw sunshine? Sure, let's draw sunshine. And then let's draw some clouds. Or draw the clouds before you draw the sun. In any case, just start drawing all those different weathers. Hell, draw humidity. Humidity, go for it. Okay, when you're done with those, by the way, you can have changed onto different pieces of paper. You can go back and forth between your pieces of paper. Give yourself space. So then, when you have done the weather, go back and draw anger. 2 minutes. Draw sadness. 2 minutes. Draw depression. 2 minutes. Depression is very heavy. I'm not even sure that's an emotion. Let's not draw that. I think sadness and anger is pretty good. Let's draw lethargy. Let's draw... What's something between lethargy? Lethargy is pretty low. Anger is actually higher. Let's draw... Joy is too big of a leap. Let's draw sympathy. Let's draw sympathy. Then let's draw happiness. And yes, then pleasure. And let's end on joy. Do each of those for 2 minutes. You can have colors, it can be liquid, it can be lines, it can be shapes. Maybe you're actually using a cutter so you can cut bits of it. Maybe it's not pieces of paper. Maybe it's sticks and you're just whittling it in a certain way. Maybe it's the rhythm of your knitting pattern. In any case, you're accessing your inner energy and you're bringing it out and letting it float about, and therefore afterwards see how you feel. See if you feel a certain level of harmonious calm, a certain amount of satisfaction looking at things around you, the little bits of whittling, the marks, the colors. Stuff like that could be framed and put in the Museum of Modern Art, or contemporary, definitely contemporary. Just depends on who you know. So don't overthink it. In fact, don't think about it at all. Feel it out. Have that experience. Do a bunch of them. Eventually you can call some of them art, probably. Art can be more selective, but really don't worry about that. We're drawing. We're getting back into our balance. Okay, this seems to have gotten the message across. Go forth and balance and harmony and draw and enjoy. And then when you show up and you've got people around you who are saying crazy stuff that you probably don't agree with, you're steady on your feet, you're grounded. The words you need to say are right there for you because you're not thrown off. Like this. The other day I was in an ICE protest, a small protest in this town, standing on the side of the road, asking ICE not to murder us. Isn't that funny? You have to ask not to be murdered. So, asking ICE not to murder us. And every so often a car would go by, only a couple, maybe 2 or 3 the time we were there. And they would go, ooh, or they'd say, I love ICE. One guy honestly stuck his head out the window and said, I love ICE. A wealthy, middle-aged white man. Yep. Anyway, that's his thing. I wonder if he eats any international food or hires any international help in his home. But anyway, that's beside the point. So this is what you can do. Send them some love. Because they're missing some. They're out of balance. But if we hate them back, which is kind of what we've been told to do, vengeance and everything, if you hate them back, then you're full of hate. I know it sounds kind of peacenik, like sticking flowers in the ends of guns, but it's a laugh and a kiss. I'm kissing you, I'm loving you. Try not to put so much spite in the kiss, because that would be easy to do, wouldn't it? I didn't want it to spite. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that it's, just laugh at him for having this ridiculous notion that someone else's suffering is what he wants. And by the way, it was all he's. Sorry, guys. Maybe. I'll think that one through. But there were he's who were protesting. There were he's and she's and probably they's protesting. Protesting means just standing there asking ICE not to murder. That's a frickin' low bar. That you have to ask your government not to murder you. Sorry, that's not a good sign. Healthcare, universal healthcare, Better school systems? No. Please don't murder us. Damn, that's intense. So that's why we need balance. Because we need to bring it up. We need to bring it up so that, like, here is where the bar is. Maybe we're asking for our own personal Uber rides. I don't know, that seems luxurious. Although it's not. I mean, we need a much higher bar. I don't feel like thinking about it right now, but let's all start thinking about a higher bar. As opposed to, please don't murder us. Please don't murder our neighbors who have darker skin and better food. Let's just eat together and enjoy each other's company and cultures. That's the best. So yep, go draw, go write, go play music, go listen to music. Listening to music changes it. Keep yourself in balanced harmony. So that's where our bar goes. Don't hate them back. Because then that's where our bar is. We need to change our bar. We need balance. I don't know. Maybe it's not about balance. Maybe it's about raising the bar. Uh-oh, my subtitles are way far behind me. Who knows what's going to happen here? It looks like they're stuck on, then let's draw some clouds. Okay. I need my subtitles to get some balance. I'm going to sign off, wishing you a lovely Sunday. This will be my first Sunday sermon. Hopefully, I'll get many more to you. But if I don't, so it goes, you know? Anyway, let's draw some clouds.